Thanks for coming over to this Amodeus, and today's Dungeon Hunter Champion video is about the Nature Archangel Toreleon. Oh, what a beast. So, there are a lot of champions that I second guess and I wonder about, but the only thing that would stop this champion from being amazing is a nerf. And so, Game Loft, get your grubby hands off him. He's amazing and exactly what I wanted to have. So a couple of things about Toreleon. He's got to have great HP, right? So if you look at his skills, he's got this one right here, Celestial Splendor, gives him immunity. I dropped some tutor puffs into him. I am so happy that for the most part they all went into this particular skill because now that skill is up 100% with Rota. So basically his first skill is the same as all the Archangels. Attacks nearby enemies. Every 8th attack is empowered, causing it to remove all debuffs from a single target ally nearby. Bonus damage based on HP, which is great because you're going to build him for HP because of everything else he does. I did add some attack speed onto Toreleon where possible, if I had the choice to choose between some stats. So he's got a little bit higher attack speed specifically for that skill. But that's really the only skill I paid attention. Like Angelic Flight, this is the jump to a location, deals damage on impact. This has bonus damage based on max HP. I didn't really build around that outside of just having a lot of HP. Now, I will say that with the Light Archangel, that skill does a lot of damage, but not what we're really focused on. Oh, Ebat, sorry, bro. Doing a video right now, but shout out to ya. Now, Aegis is the shield. This is why everybody loves the Archangel or the Light Archangel along with that silence, because you can double stack these shields and it's amazing. Celestial Splendor ascends to the higher state of being, applying immunity to all allies, creating an aura of light that periodically damages nearby enemies for the duration. Sacred Spiel heals nearby allies with every attack in addition to its other effects. That's another reason that having a little bit of attack speed is so great, and luckily I was able to squeeze some in there. Now, with all of this kit, typically you're going to be like, oh, he's going to be great in PvP. And if you've been in PvP recently, like I have, he is. But he's also great in PvE, and I want to showcase him in both particular areas. Now, because I had some gear that was high HP for resilience or warding, I went ahead and put that on him because, you know, PvP resistance is pretty good now. So he's definitely has a couple of pieces in those. But really, we're just looking to get his HP up. Primarily. So if you're just fresh building him, HP. So get all of his skills up as much as possible means you need to do Adept. And then just get that subset of HP. Look at it, 2 plus 20% HP. So, such good gear for this particular unit. I wish this had more different substats on it besides just the HP, but beggars can't be choosers. And then everything else is just HP, whatever you can fit on there. Now, what I will say is that so much HP, a lot of resistance. Like I said, he's got some pretty decent attack speed. I wish he had a little bit more defense, but you know what? I'm going to be happy at 1,000 for right now. I'm going to try and squeeze a little bit more out, maybe a couple more HP during laundry day. But all in all, I'm very, very happy with where he is right now. And he has served me quite well in Arena this last weekend. And as far as raids go, probably the best raid to showcase him in is Steel Widow. Ascended probably 11 to start off with because he can really replace the Light Archangel right out of the bat for most of your teams. And it's nice because his synergy with Rota is awesome. Because of his nature element, Rota really does help him get that shield up and that immunity up just all the time. So let's go ahead and take a shot at him on a Rota team in Steel Widow 11. So this is basically a Munchkin free-to-play. Well, you have to have Tor Lyon to begin with, so maybe it's not free-to-play. But other than that, you're just looking at Munchkins, Hoshi, and Rota. And they demolish Steel Widow. Very consistent, very happy with this. Once again, he just replaces the role of the Light Archangel. But he gets so much more benefit because he's Nature Element, and so his skills are up so much faster. Now, there is a little bit of tweaking with his AI that could be done to improve the consistency of application when it comes to the immunity, because sometimes he waits a tick for that immunity to get put up, and that I'm not 100% happy with because that can lead to some nightmares. But all in all, he just really does provide exactly what you would expect him to provide from, like, say, a Light Archangel. in this particular instance, and that is sheer survivability. Look at these munchkins. They are just the squishiest champions, and they are here dealing massive DPS, just lighting the Steel Widow up, and it's very consistent as far as the team I've run this. Man, I don't know. Let's see, 10 refills, so probably like a couple hundred times, and have had absolutely no problems with them. You're always going to have the occasional 1% train wreck brought to you by Game Loft's RNG, but all in all, it does really, really well. Now, outside of this, he also does phenomenal in Arena. Let's switch over there real quick. So while we were testing him this weekend before Rush Hour, we were able to get up to rank 13. Now, personally, I just don't Rush Hour because I just don't have time to do that. I wish I did sometimes, but I didn't. So this is what we can do before Rush Hour. If you can Rush Hour, I'm telling you, you can make it into the top 10 with this team we're going to talk about today because he's that good. Here we go. We have the Greater Demon with the Synergy trait. We have Rona for DPS. We have Magical Girl for heals. And then we have Tor Lyon in here delivering shields, DPS, and immunity. And it's almost like a mirror match, except we have the upper hand with Tor Lyon. Now, I typically, when going against a team like this, am just going to focus on the Dryad first. Because for whatever reason, like when I'm fighting, I feel like Magical Girls or healers are always the #1 target, but those Dryads, man, they just it's the brambles or whatever that really messes up your movement, messes up my team's energy enough that I think they're the biggest threat. So we're just going to jump in here and we're going to tear these guys up right away. So like as you can see, the Dryad goes down, then we're going to focus on the Magical Girl. And that's pretty much all she wrote. Now the nice part is that everybody's already going to start on auto this time, so I don't have to do that much except for click the Dryad. And I'll be honest, like when I was doing it this weekend, because I played this weekend, like you saw, I played this weekend up to rank 13. But what I realized when I was playing this weekend is like you're just doing this over and over, and it's kind of fun, and you're goofing around and you're laughing and you're basically crushing people's hard to build to defenses, and pretty soon you're like, oh, I'm 3 refreshes in, right? You're like, oh, where am I? Like, what's my rank? And you're going back and you're looking for good matches too, because I just do my whole list. I'm not a super competitive arena player. Whether I got to like top 10 or not, or top 20 or top 50, my goal is always to end in the top 300 because I don't do Rush Hour, right? So you should expect if you don't do Rush Hour that if you're #1 when Rush Hour starts, if you don't Rush Hour, you're probably going to be 300 by the time it's over. It's been my experience. Because I was #4 and I didn't Rush Hour, and I ended up at 356. So, I mean, you can just expect that. But what I would say is I like doing my whole list. I like going up against a bunch of different defenses, because at a certain point you will realize like you're just going against the same thing over and over and over and over. Which is great because a lot of the things that you're going against over and over and over are like gun mages, which are just these crazy, like amazing champions. But with this particular team comp, you know, you got your shields, you got your immunity, and you got a lot of things that remove debuffs, as well as things that apply buff block, and you got immunity. I mean, you're going to be okay as long as you go into it right. Now, this particular team is exactly what I'm talking about. It looks like a good team, and then you're like, oh, wait, this stall defense only has a level 50 diva. So you're like, oh, well, I'm going to obviously focus on the Dryad first, but it's going to be a quick hit, because for whatever reason, they didn't put everything in there. And, oh, I didn't focus on anything. I'm sitting here talking to you, and I didn't focus. Oh, see? Let's try this again. Once again, luckily we're going to be on full auto. There we go. But see, this team is so forgiving, especially at the higher levels, that you can make silly mistakes like that. Because the other side of that is if you're really on purpose and you're trying to pay all your attention, that you're picking a new target every single time. And I'm just like right there, like right now, I'm not going to pick a different target. Whatever. Like I feel like the team's strong enough with Rona, and they're doing DPS, and everybody else just, you know, holding down the fort and making sure that you have the ability to do whatever you want with impunity. That's exactly what you need, right? So, man, I don't know. I think that's probably enough. If you guys want to see more, definitely let me know in the comments. But I like them. If you're using them, if you're building them a different way, let me know. But as always, thanks for watching the videos. I hope you have a great day. Bye.